Hello Mr. Nash, and hello to other people who maybe see this video. Today we'll talk about politics because I think that politics is something important. In fact, politics in all the sphere of the society, the personal sphere and the public sphere. Because politics is something important, and you can like it or not, but politics influence everything in our daily life. The right to go outside is probably the best example now, because in fact it is a politics decision, and the politics is the reason why we are confined in Canada and why people in US are manifesting against the confinement and want a deconfinement and go outside to live, if it's live, bah, US. But we are used to have a majority government in Canada and in Quebec. But what if this fact was reversed? What if there is no majority government at all in Quebec? And what if we established the mixed proportional voting system? Because with a mixed proportional voting system, we can say goodbye to the idea of one majority party in Quebec. So the real question is, what is a minority government and what it means? First thing first, we need to understand the way that is operate the Assemblée Nationale, or the equivalent in US, the House of Representatives. The National Assembly is the legislative power of the province of Quebec. It takes the decision and it guides the government by voting the law and adopts the budget. The Assembly is composed by 125 seats, and of course, its seats have the right to talk, vote, and propose things to the Assembly. To pass a law, for example, you must get 50% plus one vote, so 63 votes. The National Assembly have also the responsibility to elect a Prime Minister and his cabinet. It also takes 63 votes to pass. Okay, in fact, it's much complicated because it's not an intern election that maybe we can think about it. It's in the form of a discours du trône. But it would take too much time to explicate, so it takes too much time to explicate. So when the government is elected, he has the responsibility to do all the executive parts of the work. In fact, the governments do what the assembly asks. So, to function, those 125 seats need to be used by deputies. So each 4 years, the population elects 125 persons to represent them at the National Assembly. But one person on 125, it's not really strong. Really fast in the political history, the deputies start to regroup themselves to protect some idea, value, to present and vote some law. For that, they create parties. Parties are formed by member and some candidate for the National Assembly, and they choose one chief, and they also choose their position on the politics plan. You know, left parties are progressist and right parties are the conservator and the centrist are in the center. Each party have a chief or more. In fact, it depends on the structure of the party, but they all have someone at the top to represent the party, and this person is the person that the party want to put on the prime minister chair. It's the face of the party. So the goal of all the parties is to be a majority in the National Assembly to elect 64 candidates. Yeah, it's 64 and 63 candidates because someone need to be the president of the assembly and to manage the assembly. And the president do not have the right to vote. So to be a majority, our party need 63 deputies and one president. When they are, bingo, the party win. They can form the government and pass all the law they want. They always have 50% plus one vote, so they don't care about the others. For example, the Honorable François Legault and his right party have 76 seats, so they can pass all the law they want, for the best and the worst. But sometimes nobody can elect a majority. And it's in this type of situation that the politics start to be interesting. Because what a party can do to pass his law to elect is chief. Make alliance to have this magic number of 63 votes. For example, if we take the same government of François Legault, but with a mixed proportional voting system, we take the result of the election, and the Honorable François Legault would not have 64 seats, but 46, far away from the majority. To pass his law and to elect his government, Mr. Legault would need to discuss, to negotiate with a minimum one other parties. In fact, if we think about it, the representation and the politics, a minority government with the mixed proportional voting system is likely more representative because a party need to vote because a party need the vote of the half of the seats that represent the half of the electorate. To compare now, the CAQ represent 37% of the electorate, but they can do everything they want for 100% of the electorate. That's sad. The best representation is in the mixed proportional voting system and in a minority government. To resume, a minority government is when no party have a majority, and it's when more than one party needs to vote for a law to make it pass. A minority government is also a way to be more representative of the electorate. It encourages the debate and the discussion, and it makes better law because deputy needs to work together. So, thank you for listening. This was my video on the minority government.